So let's dive on in here with these 6 functions that I feel will greatly enhance and simplify the processes within Google Sheets and help your overall productivity. Now we're going to start with the most simplified one and probably the most common one in Excel and Google Sheets, and that is the sum function. Now if you never wrote a function before, they will start with the equal sign. So if you look here, I am writing equals, and something Google Sheet does very well is they give you little pop-ups here to give you options of the most used thing. So I could do 2 things here. You can see I can actually hover here, and it's actually going to pick my selection up above of what I want automatically. So over the years they have simplified this process greatly, but we're going to type it out just so you can actually see what's going on here. So we're going to type that equal sign, and we're going to write sum here, and then you're going to see it also gives you other suggestions, and those are other functions that do different things than the ones we're doing. Now once you write your command in for the function, you will do it in open parentheses, and then it will also help give you the actual context and the syntax of the formula. In this case, we're going to sum that C column here, and you're going to type in the value range you want to use. So we're going to do C2, and you can see as we type it in, it's going to highlight the cell that I am working with here, and then we're going to hit comma, and we're going to hit C5. So that is going to do 2 fields. And if I hit enter, or before I hit enter here, you're going to see it highlight the 2. And when I hit enter, it's going to add those 2 things up. Now the alternative to that is I don't want to just add C2 and C5. I want to add C2 through C5. So if we click back on this formula here, you can see the formula shows up here. That's what that fx stands for, is a function. We're going to take out that comma and replace it with a colon. Now you see the range field here highlight completely, C2 through C5. I hit enter, and now it is quickly adding that up. And another nice thing with functions within Google Sheets, if you highlight that and right click copy or command C or control C depending what platform you're on and paste it over here, it's going to actually go in here and change the cell fields for you, knowing that you jumped over, so you only have to type it once and paste it all the way across. So that is the sum function. Pretty simplistic but very useful in Google Sheets. The next function we're going to look at is the average function. So it's exactly what it says. We're going to start with that equal sign, type out average, and again it's going to highlight that for me. Or you can type in the range. Remember, if you want to do a range, you want to use a colon and not a comma. Type in that range I want to do, end parentheses, enter, and it is taking the average sum of all 4 of these. And again, you could copy this and paste it across quickly, and there you go. I got the average of all of these columns. Average is another common thing used, so that is how that works. Again, if you only wanted to do 2 of the numbers, you could switch out the colon here and just put a comma, and it's only going to do those 2 specific cells we specified. The next function we're looking at is the lower function. This comes in handy if you work with data a lot. And in this example, I actually put, you can see that this last name's all in capitals and this one's all has a capital M. So it's typos. It happens. So say you want to quickly fix that up. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come over here in this column here. I'm going to type that equal sign and start typing the word lower. I'm going to open that parentheses up, and I'm going to pick my B2 cell. It highlights over there. I enter, and as you can see, now we have an all lowercase name there. Now to quickly fill this out, if I hold shift down, go down, and hit control D or command D, it quickly fills it out and changes the cell values to replicate the next row down. Now as you can see though, it did make everything lower. Now obviously with the last name, we want that first initial to be capitalized. So instead of using lower in this instance, we could use equals proper. Open parentheses, B2, close parentheses, enter, and as you see, it's going to leave that first letter in that last name capitalized and then lowercase the rest of the name. Additionally, we can take that again and fill down a series, control D or command D, and there we go. Now we have a nice clean fill there. And then we can copy these. Remember though, when you're in Google Sheets and you need to copy and paste, you need to copy. And after you copy it, when you're pasting, you got to make sure you do paste special and do the values only. I'm going to just paste, and you're going to see what it does. It just errors out because it's actually trying to paste the formula in, which we don't want to do. We just want to paste the values. So paste special, values only. There we go. We're good to go. Now we're going to move on to the next function. The next function I am looking at here is concatenate. Another big one if you work in data. It really speeds up the overall process. What concatenate does, it takes two separate cells and combines them into one. So we're going to work here. We're going to put equals. We're going to start typing out concatenate, and it will autofill it, open parentheses, and it's going to give you a little syntax example. Now we want to combine the first name, last name field here. So we're going to go with A2, comma, B2, close parentheses, enter, and as you can see, it combined the first name, last name into one field. Now if you want to go back in there and you want to keep a space between that, we can easily do that. You go back into the function up here, and after the comma, you go to open quotes, because we want to put a text field in there, enter a space bar in there, close quotes, add another comma, so you have three different fields, enter, and as you can see, the space goes back in there. What you can do where I put the space in, you actually put any string in here, and it would add it to the middle of that. And again, we can fill down and do everyone at once. And the last item we're going to look at today as a big function here is COUNTIF. The COUNTIF function will look at a range of cells, example this one, and based on the information you put in the function, it will count the number of times that specific range meets the criteria you specified. So we're going to put that equal sign in, write COUNTIF, open parentheses, and you're going to see where it says the range and the criteria there. So we're going to do the range C2 colon G5 to cover that entire range of table. We're going to put the comma, and we're going to open quotes, and we're going to search for every value that is less than 4. Close quotes, close parentheses, enter, and we get 2. Now quickly we can go over this to see if it worked right. We have 5 columns, 4 rows, that's 20, and there's only these two that are less than 4, so 2. If we adjust this to say greater than 3, we get 18. So the COUNTIF can come in handy if you're searching even for names and whatnot to quickly see how many values are over or a specific criteria or meets a specific criteria. You could also use an equal sign in here, so equals 2, 1, 2, to quickly get your answers. I hope these few functions will help simplify your processes within Google Sheets. It's very valuable and it's a big time saver. If you like this video, don't forget to like it. Subscribe if you want to keep up with this. And if you'd like to see more on Google Sheets, let me know, and I will definitely go into Google Sheets a little farther. Google Sheets and Excel are both powerful tools, and knowing the simple tips and tricks can help simplify the process. Until next time, have a good one.